want to make sure a few things when we're putting saddles on the horse's back. One of the key things that we want to look for is that we make sure that the tree points are right behind the back edge of the horse's scapula. The tree points, it's easier to see in a jump saddle, but this is the point pocket. That's where your tree point is. We just want to make sure that that's going to be sitting right behind the back edge of the horse's scapula, which is right back here. So this is where we want to position the saddle. There is a tendency for people to want to put the saddle up here, and they say, oh, well, it'll slide back and find its place, but it is going to go here anyway, so you might as well just start with it there and make life easy, and start off with the saddle in the correct position. So we look at this saddle. This happens to be a DJ, deep jump. So we put this on the horse, and we talk about putting the rider in the deep spot of the horse's back. So as you can see, when we look at this saddle, really level right here where the rider's sitting, and that's key. We want to make sure that the saddle isn't angled down where we're going to get pressure at the back of the cantle under the panels here. It's going to start to irritate the horse. So this is very correct. Seats level. If you look under the panels and look at the contact, you'll see that the contact all the way from the front of the panel to the back is very consistent. We'll run our hand under there to make sure that it feels very consistent all the way through, that we don't have any pressure under the tree points or under the stirrup bar. That's really important to notice, especially under the stirrup bar, because a lot of times it's out of sight. People don't necessarily think about that, but there can be a lot of trouble under that spot. So that's one place that you want to make sure that you check that you have no pressure. So once we see here that it's level, the panel contact is great, the whole length of the panel. We don't believe in having a big long gusset out the back here. Reason being is that the rider's weight is forward, so we don't need a lot of extra panel coming out the back. If the rider's weight was back here, then you would need to support it somehow, and that's when you would have to have a longer panel. But since we're not going in this sensitive area, and we're keeping the rider's weight forward, we don't need to have as much length in the panel. Rider's still in the middle of the panel contact.